Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Hello everyone. My name is Munawarah and I would like to present my thesis proposal. But before that, don't forget I say thank you very much to Mrs. Siti Maisura having given me time to deliver my thesis proposal under the title Exploring EFL Teachers' Practice of Alternative Assessment in English Language Learning. English as an international language plays a vital role in education, technology, and business. According to Paul in Indonesia, English is learned as a foreign language (EFL), where learners often struggle due to limited exposure outside the classroom. This indicates that English learning method need to be adjusted to meet the students' need. Richard and Roger state that teaching strategies must focus on students' needs while considering cultural context. In other words, teaching English shouldn't focus on mastering the language itself, but also integrate the social and cultural context. Then, Borg said teachers' perception shaped by their experiences and environment greatly influence the implementation of alternative assessment methods. This shows that teachers' understanding and attitude towards alternative assessment are crucial for its implementation. Next, I will deliver the focus of the study, and the first focus is the practice of EFL teachers towards the implementation of alternative assessment in their classroom. The second focus is the challenges faced by the teachers. And the third is the impact on students' learning outcomes. We are going to the purpose of the study. The first is to find out the EFL teachers' perception of alternative assessment in English language learning. The second is to investigate how do EFL teachers practice alternative assessment in classroom. The significance of the study. Theoretically, this research can contribute to the body of knowledge regarding various methods of assessment in EFL instruction. Additionally, this study advances our knowledge of how teachers view alternative assessment method, which is crucial for the development of theory in language education assessment. Practically, the result of this study can provide important insights for teachers, policymakers, and educational institutions. For teachers, the result of this research will help teachers to assess students' language skill with more effective strategies. For policymakers, the result of this research can serve as a guide for policymaking regarding curriculum design, teacher training programs, and resource allocation, so that EFL teachers are better prepared to improve students' learning outcomes. For educational institutions, the result of this research expected can be used to deepen understanding of the application of alternative assessments, especially those in remote rural areas or areas with limited resources. Chapter 2. Review of Literature Research. Alternative assessment is an assessment method that doesn't use traditional approach. In addition, according to Brown, alternative assessment involves projects, portfolios, presentations, and direct observations. It means that students have more freedom to express their knowledge and skills through creative means. In learning English, alternative assessment can help and provide opportunities for students to demonstrate their English language understanding and skills through more authentic assignments. EFL teachers practice. There are 4 points that I want to convey. First is definition of EFL teachers practice. According to Richards and Rogers, this practice includes a number of important aspects such as systematic learning planning, selecting and using relevant learning media, as well as implementing learning strategies that can increase active participant and student involvement in their classroom. And the second is EFL teachers' practice and perceptions. According to Rhea Dickens, a deeper understanding of this method of assessment can provide a more holistic picture of students' progress, allowing teachers to assess students' language abilities comprehensively. not only from the aspect of traditional test results. Teacher perception of alternative assessments certainly have an impact on how they implement them. And the third is EFL teachers' challenges in practice alternative assessment. Teachers face several challenges in implementing alternative assessment, such as lack of training, limited time, and insufficient support from schools. Ghanizadeh and Jahedizadeh emphasize that the challenges faced by teachers greatly influence the effectiveness of implementing alternative assessment in learning. And the fourth is impact on students' learning. Sresta said alternative assessment allows students to apply their knowledge in a more practical and relevant context, which in turn encourages them to be more active in learning activities. It shows that alternative assessment can play an important role in improving students' overall learning outcomes and skills. Next, we are going to relevant studies. As we can see, there are 3 relevant studies here. Based on the study, this research is relevant because it discussed the challenges faced by EFL teachers and it emphasized the importance of supportive environment, adequate training, and also resources. Theoretical framework. Regarding alternative assessment, this research is based on the theory of Brown and Hudson, which emphasize that alternative assessment uses techniques to assess students' abilities both in terms of results and the holistic learning process. Apart from that, in the context of learning English as a foreign language, this is in line with the active learning approach promoted by Richards and Rogers. This theory is relevant to the research objective of exploring EFL teachers' perceptions and practice in implementing alternative assessments. The main variables of this research include teachers' perceptions, alternative assessment practice, and students' learning outcomes, which are measured by interviews and classroom observation. Chapter 3. Research Methodology. Research Design. This study used qualitative design to explore information about EFL teachers' practice and perceptions in the implementation of alternative assessment in English language learning. According to Creswell, qualitative research is a research approach that focuses on a deep understanding of the meaning, experiences, and perspectives of individuals or groups in a specific context. This research uses data collection methods such as in-depth interviews, observations, and document analysis. Source of data. Data source will be obtained by conducting classroom observations and interviews with EFL teachers at SMP Islam Darul Muttaqin Nahdlatul Watan Diniyah Islamiyah Srijata, who are currently implementing alternative assessments in their English language classroom. Data collection. To collect the data, the researcher uses 2 instruments, namely observation and interview. Data collection techniques used by researchers are observation, interview, and recording. Data analysis. Data analysis used by the author in this study is thematic analysis. By using this analysis, the author can find out and develop deeper insights into how EFL teachers practice implementing alternative assessment as well as their perceptions of this method in the English language learning process. Last, trustworthiness. Yona and Guba put forward 4 main criteria for assessing the quality of qualitative research. Those are credibility, transferability, dependability, and confirmability. To establish credibility, the author compared findings from both methods, interviews and observations, to ensure consistency and validity of the data. Additionally, to achieve transferability, researchers provide a detailed description of the research context so that the findings can be applied to similar situation or condition. Regarding dependability, researchers document each stage of the research to ensure that the process carried out can be accounted for. Finally, to achieve confirmability, the researcher involved colleges to review the data and minimize the potential for personal bias that could have arisen during the study. Okay, maybe that's all from me. Thank you for watching and thank you for attention. And the last I say, Wallahu muwaffiq wal hadi ila sabilir rasyad. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.